everybody, it's Paul Anthony here, and I'm just starting the webinar a little early, 5 minutes early, while we wait for people to join in. So while we're waiting for people to join in, I'm going to give you a little bit of history about myself, and this is also for the guys who watch the replay. So yeah, look, I've been in the DJ industry for, actually I'm going to wait a little bit before I go on the intro, but for anyone watching the replay, you know, today we're going to talk about SEO in a little bit more detail than we did in the last webinar, and I'm going to show you the basics around WordPress and how easy it is to install plugins and to do different things in WordPress. Okay, I've got a poll here to see who actually has a website already, and we've got a couple of people in the chat room, so whoever's in the chat room, whoever's joined the webinar, just say hi in the chat so I can see who's in the room, and let me know if you can't hear my sound or if there's any issues. Okay, so everyone just say a quick hello in the chat so I know that I've got some real human beings in here. All right, it's looking good. We've got 8 people in the chat room so far, and so we're a few minutes early. It's good to see. There's a poll in this chat, so it's just asking who has a website already, so I kind of got an idea what level you guys are at. And so for anyone who doesn't know, my name is DJ Paul Anthony. I'm actually a DJ from Melbourne, Australia, and I've been in business for 20 years. And now I'm actually based in Thailand, and I sort of DJ weddings and some bars here and manage my DJ business, which is in Australia. I manage that from here. But today we're actually going to talk about SEO and WordPress. I'm going to give you like the basic rundown on WordPress and just some things that I've learned about SEO over the last 5 years, and give you a few guidelines of rules to follow. But I'm just waiting a couple more minutes until some more people have joined the webinar. So looks like, okay, so some people have websites here already. That's good to see. So whoever's in the webinar so far, just say hi. Okay, hi Lee, hi Dan. Is that DJ Dan we got in the room here? Yeah, everyone put a hi in the chat. Let me know you're alive, and we're going to get started in 2 minutes. So as I was saying just a moment ago, what we're going to go over today is WordPress. I'm going to run you down on everything. I'm going to show you how to install a theme, and if it's a theme with the demo data, how to sort of customize a little bit. And I'm going to show you a little bit about plugins and how you can install many different plugins which add extra abilities to your website. So I'm not sure what level everyone's at. You know, everyone may be at a slightly different level, but in the last 5 years, I've built over 30 websites, and I've had very good results with SEO, and that's helping businesses from plumbing to, you know, juice delivery, a dental service, rubbish removal. So I've been able to get some good SEO results in all of these industries. And currently for my own DJ business with over 200 keywords, I have more than 50 keywords, targeted keywords on page 1. So doing good with that. And I want to show you some of that stuff today. Okay, so we've got 10 people in here at the moment. And Tony's entered the room, says hi. So any new people enter the room, just put a quick hi in the chat so I can see who is in here. 1 second. And okay, so it looks like so far 80% of the people in the room have a website. That's good to see. We've got 12 people already so far. Very good. Oh, that percentage is changing as we speak. I'm going to actually make another poll. I'm kind of curious to know who's the demographics of who's in here. So I'm going to just make a quick poll. Which country are you in? And we're going to put US, AUS, and UK. I think most people are from the US or Australia. Let me just publish that poll. Okay, so who else have we got? We've got Dwight in here. Good to see you, Dwight. Thanks for making it. Daryl, good to see you. Alex, good to see you also. Okay, I'm going to start now. We've got 13 people in the room, which is really good. We've got someone from Canada. Awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a really quick introduction about who I am before I start. So I've been in the DJ industry for 20 years and DJing since I was 16 years old. Probably like many of you, I started just DJing for friends and things like that. And then I grew my business and I went from 1 set to 2 sets. And then I, got a small loan. I went from 2 sets to 4 sets. And then that was about 2003, 2004. And 2006, I went and got a bank loan and went doubled again. I went up to 8 sets and I sat on 8 sets for a few years. And then in 2009, I had a friend who was really good with SEO, and he basically built me a website. It cost me $8,000 at the time, so it was a lot of money, but I put my faith in him and he built me this really good website targeting all the major cities in Australia. And that website helped me go in 2009 from 8 sets to 2012 I had 16 sets of equipment and was doing 80 to 100 bookings every single month. So by that time I had like a 3-level warehouse and 2 full-time sales staff and an event manager, and it was a full-time business. So and the first 8 sets I kind of got there by doing it, making contacts with venues and all that sort of thing. But part of the secret from me from getting to 8 to 16 was SEO, because branching out to the other cities, it was almost 80 to 100% relying on SEO. And then what happened to me actually in 2013, there was a Google algorithm update, and whatever my web designer SEO guy did back in 2009 to build my mastermind website, whatever he did, Google caught up to the tricks that some of the SEO guys were doing, and my website got penalized, and I just dropped from page 1 position, top 3 positions, all the way down to pages 3 and 4, and it slashed my business down by 40-50% in the inquiries. And so from that point, that's when I had to sort of reinvent myself, and I started to learn WordPress myself, and I made it a mission to learn about SEO and to never let that happen to me again. So I've kind of gone on a journey to learn the white hat, if that's what you want to call it, SEO methods, and that is really white hat. All that means in terms of SEO is is trying to find the best result or experience for the user coming to your website. So 10 years ago, you could trick Google if you're in, say you're in DJs Canada, right? So if you wanted to rank for DJs Canada 10 years ago, you might just put the word on your page 30 or 40 times. And if someone else came along and they put it on there 50 times, they would rank higher than you. So back then, Google wasn't too evolved. And but since then, Google caught up to some of the tricks that people were doing. Another black hat technique was, you might have a white background on your website, and then you put in white text, you say DJs Canada in the background, and that would trick Google, but human beings wouldn't see the text, but it would trick Google. So Google worked out what was going on, and it's become more advanced now. So I'm just going to open up the webinar program or slideshow. So hold on a tick. Hold on a tick. Okay, now, so basically, SEO got evolved, and I decided that I really wanted to learn how to do it myself, and so that's where it's got me to this journey that I am at now. And things are doing much better. Okay, so before I go on, does anyone have any questions about anything so far? Any questions? Put them in the chat if you do. No questions? Okay. If you ain't got any questions, put them in the chat. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you straight to like a WordPress login, and we're going to see how it looks pretty much when you log in. So okay, so when you log into WordPress, this is the dashboard that you see when you log in for the first time. And you can dismiss some of these messages here. In fact, this whole dashboard, if you really want, you can click this button up here and remove some of these things that you don't need to see. So I'm just going to hide a couple of things here anyway, like WordPress news. We don't need that. And you can move things around. So, there's some plugins that give you widgets that you can just move around on the dashboard. Okay, so the other thing you need to know about WordPress is that the pages on your website, they're either pages or they're posts. So a page and a post on the front end of your website look pretty similar, except the page is reserved for things like your About Us, Contact Us, our services, our equipment, and that sort of thing. Alex said, lost you. I don't know, maybe you refresh your browser. If anyone else has any issues, let me know. So the pages are for the core pages of your website, like those things I just mentioned. And the posts are basically like they're your blog posts. So, it might be a news update, or it could be a blog educating your website visitors. So it might be top 3 hints for choosing your wedding DJ, or, the 5 questions you should be asking your DJ before you put down a deposit. So you can add blog, articles into your website that are going to help your SEO by adding more content, and they're also going to help your readers. So anything that helps your readers in a way that sort of helps SEO as well. So for anyone who's just starting with a fresh WordPress website, I'm going to show you, we must go into the settings. So we're going to go on the sidebar settings, and you'll come down to permalinks. And in the permalinks, by default, WordPress, for some reason, it gives you an ugly looking permalink. So it'll be like a plain one here, and it's just got like a bunch of random numbers and letters. So you want to change this to post name, so that it basically uses the words that you title the page with when you create the page. So that's something you must do. You might also, when you're starting with a new WordPress website, go to the general settings and adjust the name of your site. And just check these details that you have for your site, the email that's registered, and that's pretty much it. Actually, when you're building your website, there's actually a thing here to discourage Google from searching your website. I think maybe it's under reading. Let's go and check. So while you're building a website, you don't want Google to start crawling your website just yet. So you're going to have this button ticked, which says discourage search engines from indexing this site. And then when you finish the WordPress site, you'll untick that. And then there's some other things that you'll have to do, which I'll cover later in the presentation. Okay, so the other thing you want to know about WordPress is that straight off the bat, you can install these themes, and they're kind of like the whole look and feel of your website, just with one click sort of thing. So there's lots of free themes that WordPress offers, and then there's ones you can buy for $40 or $50 US at a website called Theme Forest. That's really good, and you have lots to choose from. And you don't have to choose a DJ WordPress website. Sometimes they're not best suited, like they're less flexible. So you just really want a site that has a good layout, and you can customize the photos and the text and all that stuff later. So what I want to show you is, if we come to Appearance Themes, I click Add New. And from this screen, it's going to open us up to a whole online database of free themes that you can choose from. So straight away, you'll see that some of them actually look pretty good. You know, like a few years ago, the free themes only look like this. So they were a bit, you know, old and ugly looking. I mean, this looks okay for like a personal blog, but now the themes that they have on offer, they look a lot more professional, and you know, it's really just a 1 or 2 clicks and you've installed the theme. This is taking us to the blog page. So anyway, you can actually, there's more than just this here. This is only showing us the featured themes. You know, you can click popular and there's more, and then you can even search. So one that I'm using in this this presentation is called Mesmerize, and I chose it just because I like the layout with the, you know, the home buttons and that sort of thing. I've got it installed already, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to activate it, and then we're going to go and look at how it looks, the home page looks. So it takes seconds to activate it. What's my take? Daryl says, what's my take on customizer themes? What exactly is a customizer theme? Let me know, Daryl, and then I'll answer that question. So to go to the front end of the website, I'm going up here. I'm going to right click, open in a new tab, and it's going to take me to the front end design. Now I've already customized it slightly, and you'll see it looks a bit different to what we've done here, but all I've done is just change the background photo and some text. So I'll show you that. So I've just changed this button to say get a quote, and this could go to your inquiry form on read reviews, or this could be about us, and this background photo is very easy to change. So I'm going to go up the top here, and when you'll see this when you're logged in, and I'm going to click edit. It's going to allow me to edit this page. Now this free theme in particular has its own customizer. Let's go and check that out. Its own, not customizer, its own layout builder. And with the layout builder, it makes it very easy to just click anything and edit it, just like you would in Wix or one of those other easy website builders. WordPress is catching up and making it easier for people to build websites or customize their WordPress themes. So now I'm in edit mode. It's this easy to just change something. I can just say, okay, about us, apply changes. Now, if I want to link this to a page, I'll quickly show you. We're going to go on the side here. I'm going to create a new page right here. I'm going to call this page about us. So about us, publish. That's going to publish the page and set the URL. I think I might already have an about us somewhere because it's put a number 3 here. So I might go and check my pages list, so I'm not creating many duplicates, and see what we got here. Okay, that's the second time. Okay, here we go. So I'm opening this up, and what I want to do here is actually just copy this URL, come back to my front page, and the about us here, I'm going to paste the link in and apply changes, and that button is set. Now, further down on this theme, like I was saying, I recommend this one for a beginner because it's got the layout builder, and it's really easy to just change anything you want. So I can just click an image here and then go and upload a DJ picture. So let's go and find something on my computer somewhere. Okay, I've got a photo of some equipment, a DJ. Let's go. So I select that. This wants me to crop it because the theme has set a square image. So I can't, maybe I can go a little bit wider. Okay, crop. Let's see if this works or how it comes out. Okay, so, you know, we can say here, the best equipment. That's very minimal setup, but what the point is that it's very easy to, you know, to edit things and say, you know, we use excellent quality sound equipment and lighting etc. Right? Too easy. So anyone getting a slight lag with the video? Lee says, if anyone else is getting lag. Is anyone getting lag? Let us know if you are. And Robert says, any WordPress plugin recommendations to take payments? I will get to that. It depends on what payment method you want to accept, whether that's credit card or PayPal or many other ones. But I'm sure whatever payment vendor it is, like if it's PayPal, they probably have a plugin already. So let's go and look at the plugins while we're talking about that. So I'm going to come back to the admin area. I'm going to click plugins, and now we're going to go and see. Initially, we're going to see the plugins that I have installed already. So I've already installed some plugins. To find the online database of free plugins, you just click Add New. And so from here, you've got hundreds, maybe even thousands of plugins that you can choose, and they all just add extra abilities or features to your website. So Lee says, webcam is fine, responsive, but what do you do with scrolling on the website, or when you type it takes a couple seconds and happens? Not sure about the delay. It may just be your computer. I think Chrome browser might be the best to use to view the webinar. So Waylon says, I have many blog posts and links between blog posts with the day and name permalink setting. What's the best way to find and change all of the links so they work when I change to post name permalink? Are you saying that you want to change them from pages to posts? I'm not sure exactly. Get back to me on that. So as for the plugins, there is tons of really awesome plugins to choose from. You know, just say you want like a video gallery, for example, right? Type in video gallery, and it's going to bring us up tons of different plugins that we can use. And, you know, some are good, some are not so good. You can read about them before you install them, but they're all free, or they pro versions or paid versions, many of them. But the free versions usually are enough to get, you know, what you need to be doing. So mention choosing post name. Yep. So many blogs like the day and name. Okay. So Waylon, with your if you want to change the permalinks of your website and you want to go and just do a structural change in the settings, but you've already started with the with another method, if you want to keep your rankings on Google, you're going to need to set up redirections from the old site. So if you have any of those pages currently listed at online directories, or they're even just listed on Google, you want to set up a redirect. So there's actually a plugin for that. I'm going to show you that right now. I think I've got it installed. If not, we're going to install it. So there's a plugin called Redirection. I'm going to show you on this list so you know what it looks like, because there's many different redirection plugins and they can confuse you which one is the good one. Okay. So I go to plugins, add new redirection. This is the one we want, right? It's got the flowers here, 1 million active installations. So I'm going to update that. While that's going on, I'm going to go to tools. Now, after you install these plugins, they add extra menu options depending on the plugin. So I'm going to go to tools, redirection. I'll just click this, left click. So we go to redirection, and from here I can set up redirections. So if I want to change this page to, okay, say this one here, right? This is About Us 3 now. It's just a blank page. And I had another About Us. Where is it? Because I had 3 About Us, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a redirection and show you how that looks. So this is one that has some content just from a customer I was working on. So it's just got some random text information here. So we've got some info here. if I want to redirect this page, about us -3 to about us, I'm going to come to the redirection program. And where is it? Something's not right. Okay, I have to update my database. So just hold on a tick. I'll set up this redirection, and the redirection will help keep. It'll send the power through of your website. So if you're getting any link power from that link, say you're linked on Yellow Pages, and that's a highly trusted website, and it's sent to your old URL, and you want to send it to the new one. If you set up a redirect, it will successfully transfer that power and authority to the new link. But if you don't set up the redirect, and it just goes to a 404 error on your website, then you're going to just lose all that that power. Okay, so this is ready. I'm going to set up a redirect. So we click Add New. This is the original URL, and the new one was without that there. So I'm going to click Add Redirect. We're going to go to this one, and now when I click Refresh, it should just take me to the other one automatically. Beautiful. So I set up the redirect, and that's what you should be doing if you're changing URLs that are already existing. So Dave says, where can I obtain and download the WordPress software? Okay, good question. Pretty simple. Just go to Google, type in WordPress. Actually, this is wordpress.org, but get WordPress. So most hosts that you sign up with are going to just give you a one-click WordPress install, but there is a manual way of doing it, and you just come here, click download, and it's a little bit technical. I'm planning to make a video on how to do it. It's not too complicated. Then you're going to need a program, a free program called FileZilla, and FileZilla is a free FTP program. So you put in the login details of your website, and with FileZilla you can just upload WordPress, and then you'll have to do a bit of Googling to work it out, but it's not too complicated. Okay, so back to the plugins. All right, let's go back to the presentation for a bit. So I was just showing you guys the plugins. Plugin list. Okay, so I've got a list of plugins. I'm going to show you this list of plugins, and later on I'm just going to email everyone with a link to all these plugins. So I've got some of the resources, some hosts that I suggest, and here is a list of top 20 plugins that I like to use. I won't go over them. Oh, Daryl says not sharing the screen. You work. Okay, cool. Can you see the screen now, Daryl? I'm talking about plugins. Oh, it's kicked me out again. One sec. Okay, you should be able to see my screen again. Hopefully we don't have any issues. So custom permalinks, let's say you create a page called Our Services, and then under Our Services you've got weddings or you've got birthdays, and then what custom permalinks allows you to do is delete that base folder where it says Our Services. So it's just got your website name / weddings or / birthdays, and that allows you to have smaller URLs, which are good for SEO. File Manager just allows you to access your website just like you do with your PC computer on C drive and directly edit the files. Print PDF Friendly allows you to add a button on any page which turns that page into a printable PDF or email format that people can email straight off to people. Redirection, I showed you that already. SoundCloud, this inserts a SoundCloud player into your website. WP Date Remover will remove the date on your blog posts. So when you make a blog post as opposed to a page, it's going to put the date and the time. So this plugin will just clear that out so no one knows when you wrote these posts if that's what you want. Mail Munch, that allows you to build like pop-ups so that you can put build your mailing list sort of thing, like a little, as people go to reach for the corner of the screen, a pop-up will show up and ask them to leave their email or something like that. WP Chatbox is a very awesome plugin. I'm going to show you on my DJ Business website. And WP Chatbox adds a Facebook chat to the bottom right corner of your website. And when people message you on this chat, first of all, it's very easy for them to log in with their own Facebook account. And when they click the chat, then it allows them to message your business page. Now, I don't know what's going on today. I'm having a bit of bad luck because the chat's not showing up. Let me see. Just give me a second and we'll see if the chat is showing up on another page. No. Okay, well, anyway, WP Chatbox, it'll put a little thing there normally. I'm going to investigate this later on. Next plugin is, where is it? Next plugin is if you've set up SSL for your website, this plugin will fix any mixed content issues just with one click, basically. So just install SSL Insecure Content Fixer. XML Google Sitemap News, what that does is adds a sitemap to your website. So if I go to my website up here, I'm going to type sitemap.xml, and it's going to show me a links to all the pages on my website, and this makes it easier for Google to climb and search your website with all the pages. And WordPress backup and security plugin. This plugin allows you to back up your website. It also allows you to migrate your website. So you can build it in one place, and with this plugin, you can just enter your FTP details, click a few buttons, and it's just going to copy it over to a new location. So that makes it really useful. And the last plugin I got here is Google Analyticator. This is going to install the Google tracking code onto your website so that you can start tracking Google Analytics, and it's also going to put a widget on your dashboard which will show you how many website visitors you've been getting. So I'm going to show you that now, actually. So Google Analyticator, I like it because it's got this thing on the dashboard here, and I can see my visitors over the last 30 or 60 days. So if I put 60 days in here, we'll see a bit more of a pattern going on. I can actually see that the most popular page on my website now is the See DJ Profiles page. And that's a new thing I just added in November. So in November, I was doing a bit of updating on my website and adding DJ profiles. And so what's happened is because I'm sharing my website with many DJs, the traffic's gone up. And then it's come down a little bit over Christmas, and now it's sort of slowly getting more and more again. And that's good to see, get an idea of where you are with your website and if you're getting visitors to your website. So that's Google Analyticator. There's another one called Google Analytify. And this one gives you a little bit more in-depth stats from your analytics. It puts a little button right here on the menu. And from here, it gives a lot of really more in-depth stats. So we'll just wait for this information to come up. So I can see, let's go from the 1st of Jan until now. So we're going to be looking at the last 2 weeks in January. Okay, 282 sessions, 200 visitors to the website, average of 2 minutes on the site, 9% bounce rate. What the bounce rate means is how many people come to your website and just only look at one page and then leave. So only 10% of visitors to my website only look at one page. The other 90% click a link on my website and keep looking around, which is a good sign. Average session of four pages per session. And yeah, a bunch of other interesting information you might want to know, such as how many people are using mobile, how many people are using desktop. So that's Google Analytics. We're going to come back to the webinar presentation. Okay, hold on a sec. Where is it? I've got many windows open, so okay, so that's the plugin list. I'll send an email to everyone later on with all those information. I'm going to run through a few things, essential things you have to do when you build a WordPress website. So the first thing is Webmaster Tools. If you don't register with Webmaster Tools, you won't show up on Google at all. So you need to just go to Google, type in Webmaster Tools, click the first link, sign in, and just follow the instructions to adding your website. It's going to ask you to add a file to your website to prove that you are the owner of the website. So you just follow the instructions. There's a plugin on my plugins list called File Manager. With the File Manager, you can just add the file to the root directory on your website, and then you will just follow the verification process. And then once you're in Webmaster Tools, you must submit your sitemap. So what that means is that sitemap I showed you before, where your sitemap will be whatever your site name .sitemap.xml. You're going to have to submit this link, or it'll possibly just be that link, to Webmaster Tools, and that's the main thing you have to do in there. And obviously, when you start your website, you have to go to admin in WordPress. Like I said before, you got to go to reading, wherever that is, and you will uncheck the discourage search engines from searching your website. Okay, next thing is Google Analytics. Once again, just type in Google Analytics into Google, go there, add a site, come back to your WordPress site, install Google Analyticator, and follow the instructions to add the analytics code. Lee said it's frozen. Is it fully frozen for you, Lee, or how's it going? Can I just check if everyone's in the room? If everyone could just put in tap in the 1 on the keyboard, or say hi, just so I know that everyone's in here. It says there's 9 people in the room. I just want to check I'm not talking to myself. So Lee, is it all working for you? Just a quick check. Hey, everyone see here. Okay, Lee is back. Awesome. Okay, Dan's here. Daryl. Okay, that's good. Just want to check. Stopped again. What's going on? Okay. I'm not sure what's going on with you, Lee, but on my end, it seems okay. It's not kicking me out. So try and maybe use Chrome browser and refresh, maybe. Yeah, so I hope that works out. Now, next we're going to move on to SEO basic understanding. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to do the SEO for one particular page on your website and a few other little things, right? So, okay, cool. So what I'm going to use as an example is, Daryl, what city are you in? I'll use your city as an example. So Daryl, what city are you in? So what I'm going to do is show you while I'm waiting for Dell. I'm going to go and create a new page. So I'll click. Now, if I'm creating a page for SEO purposes for a city, I'm going to create it as a post, not as a page. Because remember what I said before is that the pages are reserved for your About Us, your Contact Us, our DJs, our equipment. Okay, cool. So Daryl is from Sudbury in Ontario, Canada. What I might do really quickly, I didn't do this in the last session, but I'm gonna do it for you guys. I'm gonna do a really quick keyword research, right? So we're gonna go to Google Keyword Planner. Hopefully I can find it. Keyword Planner. Okay, I'm gonna do some very quick keyword research for you, Daryl, and show you how many people are typing your keyword every month. So normally, for most DJs in the industry, your keywords will probably be something like DJs Sudbury or DJ Hire Sudbury, or Wedding DJs Sudbury. So they're the obvious ones, or Sudbury DJ Hire, Sudbury DJs. So they're probably the keywords. And so Lee, just one sec. Lee said that list of SEO stuff will get emailed to us. Yeah, I'm going to send an email to everyone after the webinar, so you've got all the resources there, and you don't have to go through the whole webinar to find out a little piece of information. So I'm going to type find keywords. We're going to type in DJ Hire Sudbury, DJs Sudbury, and Wedding DJs Sudbury. So when I create a page, I'm going to choose a primary keyword for each page. So you might have one just for general DJ Hire Sudbury, and you'll have a separate page for Wedding DJs Sudbury. And then for each of those pages, you'll have secondary keywords. So on the wedding page, let's say the best keyword is Wedding DJs Sudbury. Okay, let's say the best keyword is Wedding DJs Sudbury. Secondary keywords might be DJs for hire in Sudbury, Wedding disc jockeys Sudbury, and variations of the word, right? Okay, so I've done that search. The problem is at the moment I need to set the location to Canada. So I'm just going to update that, Canada. $31 million people there, apparently. Save. I'm going to scroll down a bit, and we should get some results. Not yet. Okay, what do we got here? Sudbury, DJ Pad, DJ Service. DJ Services Sudbury. Okay, I'm going to organize this list by volume. Hold on a tick, guys. What I want is actually, there's a way to find the history. Keywords, historical measures, no. Keyword ideas, average monthly searches. This is the column I want right here. Average monthly searches. Okay, now we're coming down the list. This is all in Canada, mind you. So we're only searching keywords typed in Canada. So Wedding MC, that gets 4,000 searches a month. That's all around the country of Canada. Northern Ontario Party, DJ Service, 8,000 searches a month. That's all Canada-wide, but that's a lot. Service Canada, no, that's too broad. We need the word DJ in the keyword research. So how to become a wedding efficient Canadian DJ, 720 searches a month. Sudbury, is that a small area? What's the nearest city to Sudbury, like the nearest major city? Because I think Sudbury might be a very small area because we're not getting any specific search results. So what is the nearest major city to Sudbury, Daryl? If you can let me know. or I can check on the Google Maps. Sudbury. Okay, maps. Because I've got no idea where it is. Okay, zoom back a bit. We're looking for the nearest major city. So you're near Toronto. Let me do a search, see how far away you are. 400 kilometers. Okay, so it's not too close. Yeah. So I'm guessing that you're living in a smaller kind of a town, so there's not a huge search result for those keywords showing up here, but you could still get inquiries from it. So let's just go with that, and we're going to come back to the page that we're about to create. So I'm going to click Add New, and we're going to create a page. 5 hours from Toronto, not near, yeah. So anyway, you might have a page on your website, or maybe your whole core page title will be focused on this keyword. But for now, I'm just going to write DJ Hara Sudbury. Publish that. It's going to set the URL for the page, but then I want to actually create something a bit more unique than just a plain keyword for the title of the page. So you might say professional DJ hire in Sudbury. Okay. Now I'm going to move quickly because I don't want to drag this on too much, but I'll give you the basic guides that I'll follow when I'm doing an SEO page, and that is that you will have the keywords in the title of the page. So we got it in the title here. You will have the keywords somewhere in the first paragraph. So you'll kind of put it in here naturally. You're not just going to whack the keyword in there. You're going to say, you're going to write a little bit about your service, but in the first paragraph, you're going to have the keyword. In the body of the page, you're going to have the keyword somewhere, and in the last paragraph, you're going to have the keyword. And that's just a little guide I follow personally. No one taught me that exactly, but that's just my way of letting Google know that's the keyword I want to rank for. And it's not overdoing it. You don't want to use the keyword too many times, because Google will realize that or think that you're trying to trick Google, and then they'll penalize you. So you only need it like that, but then you can start using the other variations. So it's not just DJ Hire Sudbury, it's DJs in Sudbury, wedding DJs Sudbury. What else have we got? We got Sudbury DJ Hire, Sudbury DJs. So you might use all those variations as your secondary keywords throughout the page, just at least once for each variation, Sudbury disc jockeys. And so I'm going to show you a really quick example on my own DJ website, how I've used the keywords like that, and we'll see where I've put the keywords into the website. So my focus on this page, and I've used a post on my WordPress website, my focus is DJs in Melbourne. So the primary keyword is DJ Hire Melbourne, but secondary keywords are DJs Melbourne or wedding DJs Melbourne. So we come to my website and I say, Melburnians are treated to some of the finest musical acts in the country and have eclectic taste when it comes to sound. When you need a reliable DJ hire service in Melbourne, so it's not exactly the keyword, but it's a slight variation, don't leave your music to the last minute. Make your event truly amazing by locking in one of our experienced and professional DJs. So it's well written, and the keyword is put in there in a natural way. It's not just whacked in there so that someone who doesn't even know about SEO notices that the English is bad. So the key is using good grammar. We're not trying to trick Google. We're just sending signals. So if I come down the page a bit more, I'm just going to pick out the keywords. So we've got affordable DJs. That's a keyword right there. What else have we got here? What our DJ Hire Melbourne team can do for you. So we've got the keyword in there in one of the subheadings. Where else have we got the keywords? Our DJs, DJ business, that could be a keyword in a way. Some people might type that. Melbourne disc jockey hire. So I say Disco Sauce DJs was established in Melbourne since '98 and has remained a strong competitor in the Melbourne disc jockey hire scene. So I've used the word disc jockey in there with the keyword, the city keywords, and you'll see it keeps going down the page. Another subheading where I've got the keyword in there, and I've used it again where I'm talking about wedding DJs in Melbourne. We also have wedding DJs in Melbourne. So I've written it in a natural way that it doesn't sound like I've just whacked the keyword in there, but I've used the keyword very similar to the primary keyword, and that's a good one we're going for. So that's how you're going to write your content on your page, right? Let's come back to the slideshow presentation. So we've chosen the primary keyword. We've used the keyword in the URL permalink. We've put the keyword in the title of the page. We've put it in the opening paragraph, the body, the last paragraph. We've using the secondary keywords just at least one time for each variation. And one last thing is that your site must have a certain terms and conditions and a privacy policy. So if I come down the bottom here, I've got my camera's in the way, but where is it? I can't scroll all the way down. Let me just adjust this. Hold on. Okay, so down the very, very bottom of my page, I've got a terms and conditions here. You can just get like a template terms and conditions. You don't have to handwrite it or get a lawyer or something like that. I think I got someone from a website called Fiverr, and that's Fiverr.com. I paid someone $5 or $10 to write me up a terms and conditions. So, it's just got my business name in, and this is just like a requirement that Google wants you to have, and you got to make like the big businesses do. So if McDonald's or Starbucks, they're going to have terms and conditions and a privacy policy. You want Google to see you as an established big professional business as well. So you've got to do those same kind of things. As for the privacy policy, Google in WordPress 5.0 now has a privacy policy that it makes for you automatically. I don't have time to check that up right now, but if you Google it, it's very easy to find. It's somewhere in the admin area, and you just a couple of clicks and it will make the privacy policy for you automatically. And then you just need to link it somewhere in your site. I put it all the way down the bottom because it's not too important. I don't need to show it in people's faces. It just needs to be there. Another SEO metric is just having your social accounts linked to your website. So obviously Google is the #1 search engine. So that means you need to have a Google Plus page. So if I click this, it's going to take me to Google Plus page. I don't really use it, not as much as I use Facebook, but having a Google Plus page is an SEO metric that you just need to have. So if you're the thing is that Google's dominating the market and they want you to use their services. So you need to, in a way, suck up Google's ass, and that means you got to get a Google Plus. If you should create a YouTube channel because that's owned by Google, and you should be trying to put YouTube videos on your website. So if we come to my website on the wedding page, you'll see that I put a video at the top of every service page. So weddings, birthdays, kids' parties, I've got a video near the top of every page because I know that Google likes videos, but it's not just for Google, it's for the person that comes to your website. It's to make it easy for them to see what you're about. I'm going to quickly press play and just show you just a quick minute of this video. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the sound. If you can hear the sound, let me know in the chat. Okay, so you got the idea. Did you guys hear the sound? If you did, let me know. That'd be good to know if you can hear my computer sound. Okay, you probably heard the sound from my headphones to my ear. Anyway, it's good to have a video on your website. This one's actually not YouTube. I put that one on Vimeo, but it's better to use YouTube, to be honest, because that's the one you want to be ranking for. And sometimes Google shows your videos on page 1. I think for some of the kids party keywords, I think I might even be ranking. I'm going to check that. Primary school disco. I might be ranking, yeah, so look at this. I'm in Thailand at the moment, so it might not be giving me extremely relevant results. I'm going to go to google.com.au and type that in. Primary school disco DJ. Okay, so this is one of the videos from my kids party primary school page. So if we come over here on my website, I'm going to go to primary school discos. So I've got a video of me DJing at a primary school disco. So if the parents or the mums come to the page, they click the button, and it's just a 1 minute video. So if you want like an intro video like that, you can go to Fiverr, which is fiverr.com, pay someone $5 or $10, and they'll make an animation with your logo. All right, so that's at a school disco. That was a bit of fun. Now that video, because I've used the keyword in there, like I've got the keyword school disco. I think I thought that's the keyword that I think didn't get a lot of search volume, but that's the keyword I went for. So school disco, primary school disco DJ hire. That's what I've labeled the video, and it shows up on Google on the first page at the very top of all the results. So if I click this, it's going to take us to YouTube. So I got the keyword in the title. I haven't done too much SEO here, to be honest. Yeah, I've got the keyword in the description. I've got some business contact information and a link to my website. And someone's made a comment said, "Worst DJ ever." I'm gonna downvote that one. I don't know who this person is. So I think you got the idea anyway. It's good to have videos on your website, and it's good to do everything that, anything that Google owns, get it. So I've got my Facebook page linked here. I've got Twitter. We don't really use Twitter much in Australia. I know Americans use it more than us, but it's good to have a Twitter anyway, because would Starbucks have a Twitter? Would McDonald's have a Twitter? Would IBM have a Twitter? So you need to do what the big companies are doing, and you need to have all the social accounts that they would have. So we've got Instagram, Pinterest as well. So definitely do all that. When you create these accounts, don't just create it and never come back. Put your web address in there, put all your business information, change the background image, add a logo, all of that sort of thing. And make the profile complete so that it doesn't look like a ghost house. Okay, if you guys can just hold on 1 second very quickly. My phone is beeping a lot, and I just want to check. gave me then was a bit of a rundown about on-site SEO and how to structure a page and target a keyword. So it starts with a little bit of keyword research, then you set the permalink, you do all those things, right, that I said. Now that's all the on-site SEO. That's 50% of it. The other 50% is the off-site SEO, and off-site is the links that point to your website. So Google knows how popular you are by the links that is getting sent to your website. So if you can imagine you were a McDonald's or a Starbucks, you would naturally just have hundreds of links, and people would be posting links to your website every day. And so Google knows that that's what a popular established business is. And so you need to mimic that a little bit. Even if you aren't super popular, you need to go out and add yourself to all the trusted directories you can find. Don't add yourself to any directory you can find. Stick with the ones that you know and trust, because you want trustworthy websites linking to your website. So that was one of the tricks 10 years ago many DJs were doing. It was just all about quantity. If you had 50 links and this guy had 70 links, the guy with 70 links would have a bit more power than you. And so Google caught up to that, realized it wasn't the best way to rank websites, and so now it's looking at the quality of those websites linking to your website. So I do have a list somewhere. I'll come back to you. I've got a list of about 20 websites that you should link at, 10 popular social medias and 10 backlinks. Some are Australian, but there's equivalents in America like Yelp, Start Local, True Local, Yellow Pages. They're all the obvious ones, but you should just get a listing with each one of them, because each one of them is going to give you just a tiny bit more power. Or one of the words people in SEO use is called link juice. So you get a little bit of link juice. So the best way I can describe this concept between the on-site and the off-site SEO is that when you set up the page and you put the permalink up the top there, and then you put the the keyword in the title and the opening paragraph in there, and use the secondary keywords, you got a call to action at the bottom. So when you do all these things, you're structuring the page. It's like building a house. So you build the foundations of the house, you build the walls, you put the roof up, you make it look awesome. Then you go in your house, but you've got no electricity. So, who wants to live in a house with no electricity? It doesn't matter how nice it is, you want electricity in your house. So the backlinks is sending the electricity in. So first you need to build the foundation of your site, and then to get it actually ranking well on Google, because in the DJ industry, there's a lot of competition already. There's already a lot of other DJs who are, 5 steps ahead. They've already done all these things, or some of these things. The ones on page 1 have already done these things, and they've already got links. So you need to catch up a little bit, and you need to start building these links at these trusted websites that are going to add a little bit of power to your website, each link that you build. So that's the best analogy. It's like the house, and you want to put electricity into the house, and then that's a house you want to live in. It's the same with the website. You set up the foundation. Okay, something's just cut out now. My screen. Just would want to do another check-in. If we got everyone in here, it says there's 6 people in the room. I'm going to wait a second because maybe something just happened and it's booted some people out. So 7 people in the room. Can everyone just put a quick hi or the chat? Okay, Lee, you're in here. Awesome. Okay, cool. Anyone else in the room, just do a quick hello. Okay, so Daryl says there's 145,000 people in his city. That's awesome. That means there's obviously still a decent amount of work going on, because everyone's always having parties. There's always a birthday or a wedding going on. So I'm sure there's a lot you can do in your area. So for SEO in 2019, it's all about finding people the best result. Google doesn't want someone to type in DJs in their city, DJ Sudbury or wherever you are, and then hire a DJ service, and the DJ turns out to be some crappy DJ with shitty equipment. So Google doesn't want that. And you might say, how does Google know what quality equipment I have? How does Google know, if I'm even a good DJ, but Google works it out. Google knows it's getting more and more advanced, and as we come to the age of artificial intelligence, it's going to become even more like a human being. And so it's going to look for any Google reviews. And I forgot to mention that before, you should be embracing Google reviews, because it's another Google metric. You know, if you've got 100 Google reviews, Google's going to rank you over the guy with 0 reviews. 1, because you're using the Google service. 2, because it knows that you're a good service by the star rating. So 2019 SEO is more about focusing on making sure people have a good time at your website, and they spend a lot of time at your website, not just checking out your service, maybe listening to a minute or 2 minute samples of your music, or watching a video of you at an event. That's going to stimulate your user. It's going to make them stay on the page longer. It's going to make them click more pages, and that's going to help your Google rankings. So it's not all about the backlinks. It's also just about giving people a good time. So I recently learned this information from some SEO guys that I'm following on YouTube. They say if you start a fresh website today, like buy a new domain, and you target a page and say you build it perfectly, you do all the keyword research, and you make an awesome page, it's going to take 35 weeks to rank on page 1. That's if it has the ability or the potential to reach page 1, but it's going to take 35 weeks, which is 26 weeks. That's already 6 months. So 35 weeks, we're talking about 9 months just to get on page 1. If you've got an already established domain that you purchased 5 years ago and you've already had a website there, it's going to take less time. I think it's going to take about 15 to 20 weeks to get to your full potential, but it takes time to get the good rankings. And so, yeah, in the future, even though I was just telling you about backlinks, right now it's still relevant, but over time, it's going to be less about the links. It's going to be more about the user experience on your website. Does anyone have any questions at the moment about SEO or WordPress in general? Let me know. So we're going to do a quick Q&A. Anyone have any questions about that? No questions? Anyone? Okay. Well, I haven't got any questions at the moment, so I'm going to carry on. We're going to look at the top 20 directory and social media backlinks. So I was saying before, I've found 10 social media links that you can create that are going to help your SEO. So we've got Instagram, Facebook, Google Plus, or anything Google owns. Google Reviews, Google Maps, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, Reddit. It's more of a blogging platform, but it doesn't matter. You can go and create an account, get that link. If there's an about us, write as many words as possible. Put 300 words about us. You should never. One thing I should point out, when you're making these directories, say you go and create an account at Yellow Pages, and then you create another account at Yelp, and then you create another account at Hot Frog or whatever it is, you can't just copy and paste your about us and use the same one on every site, because Google will see that it's duplicate content and you will get penalized. So Google duplicate content is bad. Image tags, they do help. Waylon says, do image tags help? Yeah, it's about being organized, and even just the image file is important. So if I go to, let me see, I'm going to find the other page. So let's say I'm adding a picture here, add media. You'll see most of my images that I have actually put keywords in there. So this would have been on a page that I was targeting for wedding DJs in Thailand, because that's where I'm based at the moment. So I put it in the image description: wedding DJ Thailand. The hyphen represents a space. You don't want to use underscore, and you don't want to have no spaces. You want to put a hyphen there, and that represents spaces. And then if there's many images, say I'm putting them all in a gallery, I'm just going to copy and paste, and I'm going to go wedding DJ Thailand -01, wedding DJ Thailand 02, blah blah, and I'm going to add them to my gallery. They do help a bit, and on that matter, I think I'm ranking pretty well. Let me see. This is Google. I'm primarily based on google.com.au. Okay, it says I'm number one. It could be giving me skewed results because I've visited my website before, but actually it seems legit. I am, yeah. So that's number one result there. And really quickly, back to what I was telling you before about SEO, I'm just going to show you, some of the things I've done here. So we've got Wedding DJ Thailand up in the URL here. This page, I'm just talking about myself as a DJ. So I put the keyword in there. It's quite obvious here, actually. I've put more keywords, Wedding DJ Phuket. You will not find anywhere else. If you're looking for a Wedding DJ Thailand. Yeah, actually, I need to update this page because the grammar should be really good. And that should say Wedding DJ in Thailand. So when you start degrading your grammar for the sake of keywords, that's when Google will probably catch up to you one day. So anyway, that was the answer to the question about images. Now, David says that he found an article that duplicate content is no longer penalized. That may be true, but it's not going to help you. So if I go to my competition's website, copy and paste their homepage and just whack it on my homepage, which I've actually found DJs do that before. I found a DJ business that in their About Us had my business name in there. So right in the middle, it said, and Disco Source Professional DJs, right in the middle, and he didn't notice because he copied and pasted it and forgot to delete my business name. Now, what happens in that instance, Google knows the original person who wrote the content. And so the credit goes to that person. If you write a blog, the 3 ways to choose a DJ, someone comes and copies your blog, Google knows you're the one who wrote it. And so that person is not really going to get any benefit from it at all. And when it comes to directory listens, maybe even if you're not penalized for duplicate content, the opposite is true. If you've got 5 listings, one's at Yellow Pages, one's at Yelp, one's at this website, and they're all unique, totally rewritten in a totally different way, using the keywords, but all unique, it's going to be much better than if you've just copied and pasted 3-1, because that's the lazy option. The non-lazy option is always going to be the better option. So you got to not be lazy, you got to rewrite that stuff up. Okay, back to the presentation. So they're the 20 recommended ones. Some of these are actors. We've got some Mixcloud in there, SoundCloud. We're DJs, so it's not going to hurt to make a Mixcloud because it's in the same industry, and I'm hello, can everyone hear me? Okay, I thought the webinar was ended. It just kicked my camera off. So it didn't end the webinar, which is good. Whew. Okay, I'm back. Whew. I thought I lost you guys. So what I was saying, guys, is after you make your website, you should go and create your first 20 links. I wouldn't create them all in one day because that's unnatural. Just spread it out over a month or two. Probably a month. A month is enough. Do a link a day or 1 or 2 links a day. Okay, before I go on, does anyone have any questions? Because we're at the hour and 15 minutes mark. I may end it in 15 minutes, but I'm happy to review someone's website and give a bit of an opinion. Or if you guys got any questions, that would be good also. So any questions? Lee, do you have any questions? Or Daryl? Waylon, any questions? Robert, Alex. Okay, Daryl. Daryl's got a link to his website. Let's open it up. Have a look. I'll see if I can give you any input. Okay, it looks all right. I think you could make it look a bit more modern just by changing the text a little bit. Maybe change this text to something a little bit more modern. This one's all right. And the logo doesn't blend too well, being black on a white background. So I don't know if you could find a better way to, but you know what, it looks good overall. But if you wanted to modernize it, I would look at some of the WordPress themes. This looks a bit cluttered up here. You could probably put this text that's right here. You could put it further down the page somewhere, like say in big writing right here. You'll see on my website I've got something kind of like that. So on my website I've got, you know, a bit of an opening statement, and just to kind of describe my business in a few words. And something that's actually good to put here, which I forgot to mention, is a click to call. So this number here, if someone's on a mobile phone, they can just click with their thumb and it's going to open up and ring instantly with their mobile phone. So if you want to learn how to do that, just Google HTML click to call, and you'll find a website that's going to give you a code on how to do that. So yeah, you just literally, in the hyperlink, you put TEL : and then you put your phone number, and you put that in the link instead of HTTPS. Okay, lost the screen again. I'm starting to get many tabs open, so that could be part of the problem. What I want to show you quickly is a plugin. So we're going to go to plugins. I will check. I think I installed this plugin in the webinar yesterday, so I'll show you quickly. This plugin is called Google Easy Fonts, and what it allows you to do is just go to the Customize section in your website. This is the one. So look for that logo, Google Easy Fonts, activate. Once it's activated, I can come up to here. Well, we're going to go to Appearance, Customize. From the Customize, that plugin will add a new menu option that says typography or typography. And from there, you can just change any, whether it's the heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, heading 6, or the paragraph font size, style, you know, color, everything. You can just do it site-wide with this plugin. So let's check that out. So down here, typography, right? Click that. Now this wouldn't be here if I didn't install that plugin. So this is like an add-on. And because the theme that I've installed doesn't have such in-depth ability to change the font, that's why we want to use this plugin. So I'm going to click edit, and it's very easy for me to just, I'm changing the body font. So that's really cool. And you know, once again, very easy to just choose a new font here, font family. Let's do Roboto Condensed is a good sort of modern looking font. Beautiful. So yeah, that's a very good plugin. And So the other person we had is Waylon. Let's check out your website, Waylon. Anyone else, if you have your website, let me know. I'm going to bring it up and make a few comments. Okay, so that's website from Waylon. This looks pretty good just on first glance. So I'm assuming it's a WordPress website. And what thanks, Lee. Lee's got to run. Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm probably going to wrap it up in 15 minutes anyway, but you can always watch the replay. So yeah, this looks pretty good, Waylon. Do you have any questions at the moment? Because straight off the bat, it looks good. Request a quote. Okay. Quote request. Okay, all looks very good. What I'd like to show you very quickly is something that I've built for mobile DJs. Dan, MPV Entertainment. Okay, let's check that one out. If you've got any questions, Waylon, let me know. I'm just going to check out Dan's site really quickly. Waylon says my blog posts seem to come up in Google rather than my homepage. Any suggestions? It depends what keywords you're talking about. So the blog posts will show up for, extended keywords, secondary keywords, but for the homepage, one thing you should probably consider installing is Yoast. And Yoast is really good because I'll show you that plugin now. It's another free SEO plugin, and what it does is automatically sets the description of how your URLs are showing up in Google. And you can also, so this is what it looks like. You should just click activate. I've got it activated already. So I'm going to go to my Yoast settings and look search appearance. And this is going to show you how your homepage looks from Google's perspective. I think you can also find this from the homepage. So let's check that out. Where is it? Content types. Pages. General. Okay, look, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the front page and we'll be able to see the Yoast settings on the page edit. So let's go there. Front page here. I'm just going to edit in the normal editor. And we're going to scroll all the way down the bottom and to the Yoast section. Expand that. And this is how this website is going to look in Google. If I click edit, this is going to just get that information from your website, but you can decide exactly how you want it to look. You might say DJ hire. I'm going to use Sudbury as the example. I would put the keyword that you want to rank for first, and then your website. So, you might say, your website, was it? Hold on, let me just find it. Okay, Just Green Productions. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to say Just Green Productions. And something else that's going to help people to click your link is some incentive to click the link. So you might say, I like to put it like this. And you guys can do the same thing if you want. Get a quote, or I've actually just recently changed mine to, because I've just added DJ profiles to my website. I never used to have them. So I put see DJ profiles because I think people are going to see someone else's listing and then they're going to go, oh, DJ profiles, awesome. So you want something that's going to get their attention so they click your listing. For the meta description, I just don't put anything and I let Google just work out what is going to show for that little information here. But that's how you're going to make that a little bit nicer. And the other way, The other way, Waylon, is that maybe you just need to put a little bit more focus on the keyword that you want to rank for. So I don't know what that keyword is exactly, but that's kind of what it all comes down to. Okay, last website here is for Dan MVP Entertainment. Yeah, it looks good. I think it could be modernized a lot more with one of these new WordPress themes. So you should definitely go with the new look. You know, I would probably, this logo is very stretched out. I would probably take it to Fiverr and get someone to clean it up on Photoshop and send you back something that's going to look like a nice professional header. Because I think the header is, it looks a bit 90s. It's a bit, the colors are a bit funny. Just send it to someone on Fiverr. Tell them to make you a header for your WordPress page. Okay, before I let you guys go, I really want to just quickly ask for 10 minutes of your time. I'm going to show you an app that I've made for mobile DJs. Now, the app is called Event Master Pro, and with this app, I've built this app to run my DJ business. Mind you, this is the chat I was trying to show you before, the Facebook chat. So if anyone comes here, they can click continue, log in. I'm going to log in. And then when they message me, it's going to send them a message to my phone Facebook page for my app. So anyway, so this app I built for mobile DJs, it's a whole booking system. So basically my app has this inquiry form that you embed on your website. I'm putting in a wrong URL. So on my website, I embed the inquiry form, and what happens is when people complete the inquiry form here, it sends them an automatic quote in 30 seconds, and it's customized based on event type and location. So it'll send them an instant email. You can customize this email, and the quote will be different depending if it's a wedding or a birthday or a private function. And then what happens is it goes into my app where I can follow this person up. So I actually just got an inquiry in the last 24 hours, and when I finish this webinar, I'm going to spend a couple hours or maybe about 3 hours ringing and following up all my inquiries from the last 2 weeks. So I did just get an inquiry last night. I'm just waiting for this to load. I'm going to show you how quickly I can bring up that latest lead. So this lady, she's inquired for an event on the 21st of March, 2020. Okay, so I'm going to open this in a new tab. While that's loading, I'm going to show you the dashboard. On the dashboard, I see how many inquiries I've got in the last 2 weeks. I've got 15 inquiries, only one sale. I've been a bit behind on following up my inquiries. So that's why today I'm going to go hard on my follow-ups. And what I do is when new inquiries come in, they come into a category, make initial contact. And that's the first stage when people inquire with your business, that you need to catch them on the phone and make that first relationship and provide them a quote over the phone. So that's the first stage. When I get onto people, I will set a follow-up date further in the future, and then I will change the category to contact today, high priority. So if I click the top one, it's going to show me 6 events that I need to be following up today. So it makes it very easy for me to organize my day, and I'll probably be able to pump through these 6 phone calls in a matter of, say, 20 minutes. So I open up the first one in a new tab, and now I'm going to see the event details screen. I can see all the information that the customer has completed on the inquiry form. It's going a bit slow at the moment because I've got so many tabs open. Now I can see all the details from the customer, which city it's in, what type of event it is. I even asked them what keywords they type, and most people type it in. And what I do now is I call the lady up, and then I leave a note after the call. I might say, spoke to this lady. She said she will speak with her husband and follow and decide by Friday, call back then. I'm going to make this a note of this. So I press enter, right? And it leaves the date and the time that I spoke to that person. So I know and I remember every time I speak to the customer, I've got a track record of it. And then I'm going to set a follow-up date. So after I speak to her, I'm going to say, okay, well, I'm going to call her back this Friday the 18th. Now, I'm going to say no in this webinar because I don't want to change the callback because I'm going to call this lady. But normally you would say yes. And then what it's going to do is going to actually leave another note noting that you've changed the callback date, and I'm going to change the importance of this lead to contact today. So that means I've spoken to her, but now I need to follow up when that date is on Friday. And so on Friday, what's going to happen is on the dashboard, this is going to go from 13 to 14 if I don't do any calls today. And so it helps you, follow up your leads really quickly and efficiently. Once I've dealt with this customer, I'm going to click the next button, and it's going to go through to the next event on this list to Jill. And you just click next, 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 ring up all your leads, follow up. Sometimes wedding inquiries can take, 2 or 3 months of following up before people make a decision. And so you need to remember every conversation, and you need to be able to set callbacks. Sometimes people say, oh, we still haven't chosen a venue. We're going to decide by the end of January. We'll know in February. And you say, okay, well, would you mind if I call back in 3 or 4 weeks? And then they say like, yeah, okay, cool, great, okay. You set a follow-up date for 3 or 4 weeks time. You leave a note. I spoke to them. They said they're waiting to decide on a venue. So you put the note down here. So here's an example of some of my notes here. Sent her a text, asked her to call me back. If she doesn't reply in 24 hours, send it. So you can put some notes for what you should do when the follow-up date shows up. So when it comes back onto your to-do list, you can put a bit of an instruction for what you should do. Now, if the person wants to book, I switch the event from open status to tentative status, and that's going to email her a link to the booking form /contract. So they click a link, they log in, and then they check all the booking details, and then they can pay with PayPal or bank transfer, and then they will agree to your booking terms and submit the booking form. And then that's basically going to automate the process of collecting the booking form, and when they put the money through, it's going to send them a confirmation email. So there's a lot more to the app in terms of automation, but basically using this app, you're adopting a system that I've developed over the last 20 years of running my DJ business. And for the average single user DJ, it's only $99 US for 1 year. So if you've got any questions, let me know. But I'll just quickly show you a bit more on the dashboard. So here, it gives you a lot of stats, some information about your marketing, your sales conversion rate, which at the moment is very low because I need to follow up these leads, keywords, and further down, we've got an event list here of all the booked events coming up, calendar, and I can also see the quantity of leads coming in over time. And that also gives you an idea of how busy you are at the moment and, how your sales are doing. So, if I change the date up here, it's going to give me more information going back. So I can say, let's look at December, 1st of December to 30th of December. Click apply and filter. So now it's going to give us a bit more information on the dashboard reporting. I can see a bit more information about my marketing. 40% came from Google, 13% was referred by a friend. If I scroll down more, we're going to see the inquiries I received throughout December. It wasn't heaps, but the sales as well. And up here, I can actually see that in December, I had 23 inquiries, 10 sales, and my conversion rate was 44%, which is pretty good. It's not a bad figure. That's the total revenue. And after I pay my DJs, my net profit is $3,500 for the month. So yeah, if you'd like to check that out, just go to the app website, click Get Started, and I'll just paste the link in the chat. You're welcome to register for a trial, 30-day free trial. Okay, I'm going to finish up the webinar now. If there's no questions, thank you very much for attending. Thanks for your time. And I'm doing this every week at the same time. So I hope to see you next Sunday for the webinar again. Thank you very much.